areas. I'm going to try and get to as many venues as we possibly can. As long as I time it right, we can probably get into the majority of them. There may be some limitations, potentially Luna for other venues, but we will try our best. Now, for those who, anyone's first time on the Wish? Oh, 95% of you, except for you two. Welcome back, my friends. Now, the Disney Wish is the first ship of the Triton class, of which we have. We're about to have our fourth ship now. And her first maiden voyage was actually on the 14th of July of 2022, my friends. Yes, she is beautiful. She holds the same amount of guests as the Dream and the Fantasy. Our sister ships have 4,000 guests. The only difference is that we hold 4 extra staterooms of 1,254 staterooms. She's roughly about 163,400 tons, and she's roughly the length of 3 American football fields long, which is roughly, I don't know because I'm British.
1,200 yards.
Yes, about 9 yards. Yeah, usually someone's chimes in who's a football fan, about 9 yards. I'm more into my soccer personally. But she is a beautiful castle on the sea. She's got a whole different vibe, but there's magic and storytelling woven through this entire part of our ship in every venue about dreams and wishes, and that's what we want to bring you back to. So we're actually going to start off in Arendelle, one of our dining restaurants that we have on board. There is only one entrance into Arendelle and out of Arendelle, so that's the only time I'm going to make you all go back on yourself. And one of our dining experiences that you get to have as part of your dining rotation, of course, is the wonderful world of Arendelle. And luckily, Elsa's kept the gates open for us. Sometimes the gates are closed and I can't go in.
Did you do match last night?
I did do match your made last night.
Uh-huh.
I'm a host. I'll cruise on as well. There's a lot of different jobs. Now, the first ever dining experience with entertainment actually started on the Disney Wonder. Now, the Disney Wonder, when they went through their dry dock, had Tiana's palace built inside it. The Disney Wonder is like the guinea pig ship with the fleet. They try everything on her, and if they like you guess, like it comes brought into every ship. Now, we do a lot of Norway cruises, which is where they got the theming of Arendelle. Now, as we walk past, you're going to see some very familiar paintings. You're going to be transported between Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. But we want you to feel like you truly are stepping into a Norway castle, which is why we have this kind of Renaissance music playing. This is our classes of BGMs that we have around the ship, which are background guest music. It's in every part of the ship, and it's always themed to every part of the ship. So of course we have our familiar paintings, the familiar colouring of the wallpaper. Hang in there, Joan, as you walk past this one. But we also have your melting candles along the wall and up as your chandeliers as you walk into the ballroom of the Arendelle Castle. Now, if you've not watched Frozen 2, this restaurant may be a bit confusing for you, but it's okay. It's better than Frozen 1. Okay, gather around, guys. Welcome to Arendelle. Now, has anyone been to Arendelle yet so far?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. How was your experience of Arendelle? We love it. Now, straight away when you come in, we have 2 bronze statues here. These are 2 of our 40 bronze statues that we have on board, my friends. These are beautiful. These took them 6 different attempts to make before they were happy with the final product of them. There is 40 of them to find. They're kind of more our version of the hidden Mickeys that they have on the other ships. Ours are our bronze statues. Now, where you're sat in the restaurant actually depends on whose side you're on. So if you are sat on this side, you're on Elsa's side. If you're sat on the other side, you're on Anna's side. If you're sat at the back, you either have Lieutenant Matthias's side or Kristoff's side. But you can tell whose side you're on because each side has these shelving units around the room. And they have the personal belongings of each of our characters. I think we're good to come in. Yeah, come on in guys. So this one is Elsa's. There's Nox, the water spirit. You can see her gloves poking out of the box. And also that's her favourite stuffy. It's a puffin named Mr. Jürgen Bjergen. That is his name, I promise. Now, we are in the round for this restaurant, which is why these columns are strategically placed around, because this is an entertainment dining experience. We also have the use of carpet tapestry along the walls as well to help you navigate your side. On his side is the shelving unit there, over on that side, but also you have your Lieutenant Matthias's and Christoph's. Now, there is fiber optic lights hidden inside our ceilings, because we are creating the illusion of the Elsa's ice magic and powers that go through. They're also built into the columns as well. Because when we sing that song 2,000 times that we've heard for the past 20 years, we'll forever hear it and sing along to it. Now, even if you can see, of an evening when you come into your dining restaurant, they change the lights. And you can kind of see it right now currently in the center lights above the stage. This is the kind of the lit ambience that we give you to make you feel like burning candles are lighting your way through your restaurant experience. However, my favorite feature actually is our windows. The windows right now are regular, they've been pulled down. However, of an evening, they will change to the Aurora lights of Norway, transporting you there. We want you to feel the immersive experience. A lot of our ship is about immersive experience and transporting you to different places, which is why we have the lights change, the music changes, but also in the different elements and luxury of the feeling of being in an Arendelle castle, which you kind of do feel that even in your walkway. Now, of course, you probably realize now that we make you do big, long walks to your food, correct? Yes. It's for two reasons. One of them is like an immersive experience. It's the kind of like when you go to Disneyland and Disney World, you kind of enter that park line, and that park line takes you to that different part. Same like if you think about like Avatar Flight Passage, when you go in and you feel like you truly have stepped into the world of Avatar. It's kind of like that, so it kind of makes it feel like it's separate from the ship. But also, on the other side of here right now is your galleys. On the other ships, your food actually transports decks. However, for our Triton-class ships, they built the galleys into the restaurants. So then your dining experience wouldn't be ruined by your food experience. So then when you ask for a Mickey bar and it comes like 2 seconds later, it's because everything is right back there, my friends. I know. But we truly want you to feel the entertainment, the familyness, which is why they came up with the idea of an engagement party, because they felt like an engagement party would be something most people can relate to. They do table touches with some of your favorite characters here, but also even on your chairs there is paintings of all the different elements that come from Frozen 2. Your earth, your wind, your fire, your water, and of course the fifth spirit, Miss Elsa herself, because she is a spirit of the forest. And that's why she realized, and that's how Anna became the Queen of Arendelle. This is why Frozen 2 is better. But yes, it is a very beautiful restaurant. And if you do get to sit at the back, if they pull the drapes up, you get an incredible view of Rapunzel as well. But currently the drapes are down, so we can't really see her, which makes me kind of sad. Okay, we're going to come out. I'm just going to have a little talk about this Easter egg that we missed as we came through. This lantern here, does anyone know where the lantern is from?
The what?
The lantern that is just here as we enter the restaurant. Does anyone know what movie this is from? It is from Frozen, but it's from the Frozen short, Frozen Fever. Now, if anyone hasn't seen Frozen Fever, it's Elsa's birthday, and she gets a cold. And every time she sneezes, she makes snow geese, which are teeny tiny little snowmen, and they cause a lot of chaos around the castle and Elsa's birthday. But this lantern is actually from that movie, which is a very cool little Easter egg. And most people actually don't know what it's from. People just assume it's the lanterns that they carry when they go collect the ice. Actually, it's from Frozen Fever. I know. As we make our way out, it's the only time I'll make you walk back on yourselves, guys. It is just one of our beautiful long corridors that we have. And of course we have our clock as well. As we exit, you can have a look at her when Anna decides to sing for the first time in forever. And if you know who Lieutenant Matthias is, this is Lieutenant Matthias. The lieutenant to the king god. Beautiful. One of my favourite features that they have is this board here, and it says "Beware of Duke of Wesseltown." Nice. Beautiful. Now we're going to head towards the grand hall, guys. Yeah, of course. We just finished an Arendelle. That's the only thing you missed. Okay. Okay, let's make sure I've got everyone. Yes. Because it's on his engagement. I think he wasn't invited. Okay, now we are in Cinderella's castle. There's actually 6 hidden features of Cinderella in this carpentry. Can anyone see any of them? Pumpkin, slipper, the bird, carriage.
Pumpkin.
Got pumpkin. There's 2 more. The star, the wishing star, yeah, 1 more. So we've got pumpkin, a pumpkin carriage, a bird, a glass slipper, a star. We're missing just 1 more. It is, yes, Gus Gus and Jack Jack are actually hidden in our carpentry as well. Are 2 nice. But also, it's even in your chandeliers above you as well. In the lamps, you're going to see the bows and ribbons from Cinderella's pink dress. And as we move through the deck, also the story changes in little elements like that. Now we're going to have a look over our grand hall if y'all want to gather around the balcony as I kind of talk about the beautiful grand hall that we have. Take a bath wherever you fancy. Now, of course, on the other ships, it is called an atrium. This is a grand hall on our Triton class. But this is actually a ballroom inside a castle. Now, straight away, the center idea is, of course, our beautiful chandelier. If you turn your head upside down, you're going to see Walt Disney's favorite animation, which was the animation of Cinderella's rags turning to her ball gown. And that is the style of our chandelier, of the inspiration behind. Now, you're going to see 3 stars surrounding it, but on the other side is the 4th star. This was to represent the ships at the time. We were the 5th ship of the fleet, so we are the center star in the middle. Of course, because we have to be center of attention. Now, around the chandelier, there's a beautiful blue hue, and these stars have fiber optic lights inside because we do wishing star ceremonies 4 times a day. The first one is at 7 a.m. in the morning. No one's ever at it, understandably why, you guys are on vacation. The morning one is different to our evening ones we do. We also do one at midnight. We do themed ones as well. We will do one tomorrow specifically for Pirate Night. We also do ones when we have seasoned cruises, such as Halloween on the high seas and Maritime Christmases as well, which are very special. The Halloween one is my favorite. Now, we do have Rococo architecture inside our grand hall. You can see it with the beautiful blue melting into the white, and these columns here, these are actually tulip flowers. And they melt into the ceiling, giving the elegance look of a grand hall. Now, of course, we do have a little bit of screenage inside our windows, just there by the balcony. This is to help create any extra artifacts they want to have and shadows they can create inside the windows as well. Now, of course, around the glassware, you're going to see the animation style that came with the drawings of Fairy Godmother's magic, of the different transformations and swirling patterns that come with it as well. We do have a hidden mouse on this staircase. Has anyone able to find her yet? Yeah, good job, guys. Now, by the staircase, at the top by the right, there is a silhouette of a particular mouse. Her name is Miss Susie. You're welcome to go over and have a look, guys, if you would like to. Miss Susie is the silhouette that is at the top of the deck 5 staircase. You can see her from the side. She is one of our little hidden creatures that we do have hidden around the ship. We also have a hidden Pascal that I'll get you guys to have a look at.
Oh, it's right there. See where it changes from gold to white? It's hard to see from here, but if you go just around the corner, there. Right here.
Oh my gosh, we would never be here.
Oh, I thought I hidden Mickey.
One of the sewing knives.
Oh, you know, like a hidden Mickey.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. To the ship. Now, of course, you've got white walls, white ceiling, and very elegant blue carpentry. Look at the contrast of straight down from you. You've got this more amber lighting, darker colours, greenery, and wood elements of aspects that we have. This is because we're entering the front of the ship, which is the forestry and animals part of our ship, which is why the colouring scheme is very different. Now we're going to actually head into the keg and compass, one of our pubs that we have on board our vessel. Welcome to the keg and compass, guys. Has anyone been able to get into the keg and compass so far? No one? Okay, welcome to the keg and compass. Now this is a Scandinavian pub, where seafarers will come together to tell their tales of the sea. Now, your biggest feature, if you look straight up, this is your seafarer's map of the world. This was created by an incredible illustrator and animator from Walt Disney World named Ron Smart. Every different Disney story and different Disney park are located on these maps. So for Australia, we have the story of Finding Nemo. Over in Asia, we have the story of Aladdin and Jasmine. Europe, we have, of course, Ariel. But also Hong Kong, Shanghai, Tokyo, Disneyland, Paris are all represented on these maps. Because different Disney stories and different Disney parks all represent different parts of the world. However, we do have two very important compass points inside our keg and compass. One of them is just on this back wall by the big TV. This one is Patenberg, Germany. Why would Patenberg, Germany be important? Where we built our ships, of course. Now the other one is just on the corner of this booth on the wall. It's for Port Canaveral. Our first port of call. Now if you didn't know, we are Bohemian licensed ships. So we do have to come out of the Bahamas for 5 years before we are able to move locations. So that's why the Fantasy was able to do Europe last year. And the Disney Wish will turn 5 next year for 2027, do her very first dry dock and then do a European cruise, which is why we're very excited. Now, around the bar, you're going to see some luggage. This is because this is a seafarer's pub. Just this one down here, the brown one, you're going to see a little name tag. This is an ode to one of our Disney Imagineers who helped build our ship. So we placed their name inside the luggage as a little ode to help those who created our ship, which I kind of love. Now, around there you can see different tools that help us navigate the seas for our wayfinders. But my favorite aspect is actually our portholes. They are all octopi, and they all hold something yummy, but also something useful. So the first one on the left, 2 of them are fighting over a Mickey bar that's in the center. And then they have a little spyglass on the bottom left. The second one is holding a Dole Whip and an anchor. The third one makes me a little bit nervous because on the bottom right it has a tiny version of the Disney Wish wrapped in a tentacle. And then the fourth one is holding pirate hat and is wearing holding a Mickey crown. All something yummy and something useful. But this is definitely one of those adult-only sections where we want you guys to unwind, tell your tales around, of course, your cruise, but also that's why it is a very European pub with the dark colourings inside, a lot of wood and leather elements added into it. All around, of course, you can see a lot of paintings of the seas to kind of give you back that kind of seafarer elements. Okay, we're going to start heading out. If you want to take any pictures, feel free. If not, I'll just wait outside the y'all, and then we can get carried on getting moving. Beautiful. Okay, so I am just going to do a little talk about Luna because we are setting up for bingo right now. Luna is actually named after La Luna. Has anyone heard of La Luna before? Those who have, great job. Luna, there we go. La Luna is based off the 2012 Disney Pixar short called La Luna. The story goes, a son, a father, and a grandfather go on a midnight boat trip to move the stars and accidentally create a crescent moon. Now, architecture-wise, it's actually based off the Globe Theatre in London. So straight away we have a Norway castle, a Scandinavian pub, and a London theatre. Which is why it is in the ground and everything is open. Now, on the other ships, they did find out a lot of the guests couldn't find the adult-only sections. Because on the Fantasy and Dream, they're on the deck 4, right in the aft of the ship. And for your classic ships, it's deck 3 all the way in the forwards. So they're in complete contrast on all the ships of where they're located. Which is why they wanted more open venues for our Triton classes. So they're easy to find, but also you're kind of walking past, especially for these cruises, because we get a lot of new first-time cruisers, that they can also join in the fun. They're like the 80 trivia. Now, it does hold about 257 seats. It is actually classed as our town hall in our castle because it is a gathering place. So for like bingo, crafts, trivia, game shows up at 9 p.m. you get Amy after dark and she looks like a whole different human being. And you get all your adult-only elements inside. But we do have massive Gothic architecture inside in the thinness of the columns that are around, but also in the top back. You see by the stage, the cogs and swirling Gothic pattern that they've colored in an element. Now, we do use amber lighting in here because of the blue hue of the center in the. If you were there last night, you probably would have known. We actually have constellations in the middle of our night sky. We have Mufasa, we have Tinkerbell and Peter Pan, Jiminy Cricket, and of course, Wally and Dee. These are all very important stories that have elements of looking up to the stars. Like, of course, Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy, Wally wanted a friend. Makes me sad every time I say that. But yes, we want you to look up to the constellations. Everything, because we always encourage our junior cruisers to believe in their dreams and wishes, correct? But we kind of forget that as more younger heart cruisers, they kind of forget about our own dreams and wishes. Which is why a lot of our themings are about reminding you guys of your dreams and wishes. Okay, we're going to start heading toward the elevators, friends. And then we're going to start moving back. But just a little bit of alliteration to help you with your navigation. We're at the front of the ship. F for front, F for forest and greenery, F for fun. All your fun is at the front of the ship. Bye. She's running from me.
We're going up.
Now, of course, we have your green carpentry, your green wallpaper, but also in your lights, we have the beautiful birds from Cinderella. And also in your center carpentry, by the elevators, is even themed with the animals and forestry. And even inside your elevators, the wallpaper is animals and forestry. Now, for your carpets, there is 2 ways to help you navigate your way around the ship. By the elevators, there's always a carpet medallion and a theme to each deck, even the ones by your staterooms. So this one is the pumpkin. They always face the back of the ship. So if you're looking for the back of the ship, but also look at the coloring around you. Second of all, in your guest corridors, There is little Mickeys and stars in your corridors if you haven't noticed on the carpentry. If you're wanting to head to the front of the ship, make sure your Mickey is facing the right way and you're at the point. You're following the point of the star. If everything is kind of upside down, you're heading to the back of the ship. So have a look in your guest corridors for those stars and Mickeys. They will help you navigate your way around the ship. But also if you do get to an elevator, have a look at your carpet medallion. Now, we don't just also use carpets to help you navigate your way around the ship. On this ship, we actually use paintings. Now, we're going to move decks. The elevators are here for those who need it, and then if not, if you don't need them, the stairs are just here, and we'll meet you down on deck 4. 2 decks is of La Luna. This is because we have 2 decks of Luna. So you go from your this is a lot of L's, lower level of Luna, you go to the painting of La Luna, then you go to your upper level of Luna. You're going to notice in the corridors, we actually have 4,442 paintings on board our vessel. But of course, a lot of them are in your staterooms. We have strategically placed paintings in between the decks that help you navigate your way around the ship. And you'll start to notice that there's themed paintings on deck in the forward and the aft, helping you navigate your way around the ship. Now, we have changed decks, so we have changed to the clock striking midnight. A lot of people associate this with Peter Pan because, of course, the Netherlands cinema. It is, of course, just because Cinderella has to go to bed at midnight. Now, we do have our 2 cinemas. We have the Netherlands and the Wonderland cinema. Does anyone know what a link is between these 2 cinemas?
Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan and everything.
Yes, kind of. They do all two cinemas that take you. Yeah, you're very close. Yes, the voice actress. The voice actress for Wendy is the same voice actress for Alice. Fun fact for you. I know. And it's kind of insulting that they only chose one British person. But they are immersive experience cinemas. They want you to either feel like you're flying to Netherlands or falling down the rabbit hole with Alice. Now, I'm going to start on the Netherlands cinema side. This one holds about 84 seats. You're going to follow the darling children, Peter Pan, and of course, the Jolly Roger. You're going to follow them all the way to Netherlands. We have this beautiful wooden art that we have on the walls of all of our beautiful cinemas that we have. Beautiful. Okay, if y'all want to just gather around the outside, there is a movie that has started, so we cannot go on it. Unfortunately, they're watching Zootopia 2 right now. Okay, now, if you guys want to keep going down, feel free. Now, we have, here we go, around the entrance of our Netherlands cinema, we actually have this beautiful wooden carventry of compass points. This is to help you navigate your way to it. Now, we have fiber optic threading inside the walls. You're going to follow Tinkerbell and her pixie dust into Neverland, which is why on the carpentry we have the silhouettes, of course, of all the darling children and Peter Pan, to give the illusion that they are floating above you as you make your way in. Now, some of our bronze statues inside are of Tinkerbell, and they give a nice little warm glow to make it feel like she's there with you inside. Your seats are clouds. There is an illusion of a cloud above you in the ceiling and how they've made it, but also this beautiful artwork of different places around Netherlands to make it feel like you truly have been traveling there. And fun fact, your Netherlands cinema is actually on the right hand side, and the only way to get to Netherlands is to go to the second star to the right. So it wouldn't make any sense if it was on the left. But on the left hand side we do have your Wonderland cinema. Now, we do have a really cool Easter egg as part of our Netherlands Wonderland cinema. Hi, Alex. Perfect. Gather up. Y'all might want to squeeze through quickly. Yeah. Come on, princess. This way. This way. This way. This way. Perfect. Now, a very cool aspect we have for our Wonderland cinema is actually the doors. Are, of course, the doorknobs from Alice in Wonderland. They do spend a lot of their time facing the wall, so every time I walk past, I kind of go like this. Now, of course, the story of Alice in Wonderland is a little bit darker than the traditional Disney stories, correct? But we want you to feel that darkness, which is why it's so dark. Now, these LED lights, this is a great way to show you guys these. These LED lights actually mean something. When they are white and everything is just normally lit up, that means nothing is going on inside. However, the lights will change if a movie begins. So they've changed purple because that means, of course, the film has begun, and that's your indicator lights. Now, it's the same thing. We have the fiber optic threading in a light. You can really see it in the Cheshire Cat's face. And of course, as you walk around, his body disappears. Our bronze statues inside are of Cheshire Cat's face. Now, when everything's lit up, you're sat in your playing card seats, you're enjoying your popcorn. They, of course, once the movie begins, the lights will dim. It will make the body of the Cheshire Cat disappear, and it'll leave behind the smiles and eyes around the room. Whether you find that cool or creepy, that's completely up to y'all. But yes, it's a very cool experience. We want you to truly feel like you have fallen into the maze of Wonderland, but you've landed on Hoppers or Zootopia 2. So not too much dark, but yes, have a look at those lights when you do come past here, and if they are off, I highly recommend going in, or even just nipping in to watch a movie one time and getting that immersive experience. This one does hold 84 seats, so it is a smaller cinema. When we have those newest cinema releases, so like when Devil Wears Prada 2 came out, Hoppers, when we get the new Mandalorian movie. I actually don't know, but I remember that Avengers comes out in September. I'm very excited. We can turn the Walt Disney Theatre into a cinema, which is what we will do tomorrow for your Hoppers movie. We pull the screen down, means more people can come inside. Now we're going to start heading to the back of the ship if y'all want to follow me this way. We're going to go past my wonderful roommate, Alex. Hello! Hi, Alex! Hey, Alex! But you guys can gather around on either side. Now, of course, we have 4 main colours of our beautiful Disney Cruise Line ships. What are the 4 colours of Disney Cruise Line ships?
Gold.
Yellow. Close, but good job. Blue. White. Red. Dedicated to which character?
Mickey.
Mickey Mouse, of course. Now, the red light funnels. Now, of course, you can see them. They're big. They're beautiful. When we sail past our sister ships every 2 weeks, you can see them from a mile away. It's an incredible sight. Now the white actually represents where you guys live and where the guest areas are. Now, of course, we have the blue. The colour of the blue is called Monica Blue. It's named after a Disney Imagineer. Now, when the Disney Magic was being made, traditionally cruise ships actually during this period of time were traditionally white. They didn't really have a lot of colour on. Disney were like, we want colour in our ships. Now, a Disney Imagineer called Monica came into work wearing a particular pair of pants. They call her swatched her pants and named it after her, as like an oath. So imagine going into work one day and then having a whole ship named colour after you. Yes, and fun fact, she actually is an Imagineer who worked for Disney Cruise Line. She is not an assistant because once my friend Max did the tour in the Dream, he called her an assistant. Monica was on the tour and then corrected him. This is why you do your research. Now, traditionally, lifeboats are orange, as you can see from the horrible view that's opposite us. But of course, we have yellow lifeboats because Mickey's shoes are yellow and not orange. We did have to get permission from Coast Guard to prove that yellow lifeboats could work. These are actually Pantene 99 yellow. The colour is copyrighted and licensed by Disney Cruise Line. So if anyone would like to use our colour yellow, you can imagine what I have to do. Now it is the same colour that goes all the way around the ship, and fun fact, I did a tour and a whole family worked for Coast Guard for generations. Fun fact he told me is that now Coast Guard use yellow lifeboats and not orange lifeboats. What can we say? Now on the back of the ship we have Miss Rapunzel. She is 8'11", has 59.6 inches of hair, and wears size 22 feet. The same size as Shaquille O'Neal. And fun fact, she's actually the size of what an avatar would look like in real life. Now, we are the first ship of the fleet to ever have Minnie on the front of our ship. And also, in a fun fact, in a couple of weeks, we will have the first ever female captain for Disney Cruise Line coming and working on our ship. It will be Captain Maria. We are very much excited when we found out the news that the first ship to have the first woman captain will be on the Disney Wish. We're very excited. Okay, if you want to follow me this way, we'll start heading towards Hogs Barbary. My favorite fact about this floor is the fact that the guest services signs, as you noticed, that we just walked past that. There's facts for commentary. Beautiful. Now, of course, we have our beautiful carpentry of beautiful tiles for guest services. And it's also fun fact, all pirate planes. And every ship guest services will wear a pin dedicated to the ship. So they have pumpkins up and the first it's going to be squeezing up past here. Now, just as we walk past, before we head towards Barbary, look at the little lampshades that have changed, because we changed them. They are to the thin needles of Cinderella's dress. And we're about to go past the smallest bronze statue that we have on board, which is Mr. Jiminy Cricket. Now, if anyone's planning on playing bingo, maybe rub Ginny's head for good luck. Who knows? Okay, welcome to Hogs Barbary, dedicated to which pirate? Captain Hook. Now, this is a European Barbary, but this is more of a luxury experience for Barbary. Now, straight away inside, we have a bronze statue of Tick-Tock the Croc, but we also have the pocket watch of Mr. Captain Hook as well inside. Now, in these lanterns hides the silhouette of Tinkerbell. Of an evening, they will flash, and it gives the illusion that Tinkerbell is jumping trapped between the lanterns. It's very cool. Now, of course, it's very cool as well that the lights inside are actually hand-blown glass rum and bourbon bottles, and they are stamped with the oath of the pirate symbol, because we would still want to keep that pirate side of you guys inside. But the actual mirrors are my favorite. They look like they've been pulled from a sunken ship from a long time ago. Think haunted mansion-esque of the blue around the outside to kind of look at that haunted style of the pirate's life. Now, what is a pirate's favorite treasure?
Rum.
We're all over 21, I hope so. Hopefully it's rum. Now, behind this map of Netherlands is actually a secret bar. And it does actually hold some of our most expensive liquor that we have on board. It's because they do tastings in here. They are roughly between 6 to 8 people at a time. They are very intimate experiences. I've heard great things about it. Has anyone done it?
I was there last night.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
I've heard so many good things about it. Yeah, they use like smokers and stuff.
I didn't have the $3,500 song.
That's the kind of thing that goes on inside there. $3,500 shots. But of course, it's a great experience. You can get drinks from them over the evening, as long as you're over 21. But we want you to feel the more luxury side of this European Barbary instead of the more dingy side of the pirate's life. Amazing. Now we're going to start heading towards the staircase. And we'll have a little talk about the back of the ship. Have a look also, you can see truly the beautiful glassware inside. Now we're at the back of the ship. And I think we're leaving, so I can't Thank you. Now, of course, we're at the back of the ship. Now, a little bit of alliteration. B for back, B for blue, B for bon appetit. All your food is at the back of the ship. So one more up was Arendelle, and then we have Welded Marble. On deck 11 is Marceline's Market. The only one that makes an exemption is 1923. We have your blue carpentry, your blue wallpaper. Your center carpet medallion has changed to the castle, and of course the carriage of Cinderella. But also your light fixings have changed to the beautiful pumpkin carriages. Now, of course, has anyone been to Welded Marble yet so far for dinner? No. Ooh, one family, my goodness. How was your experience of Welded Marble? It's an incredible experience. Now, we want you to feel like you have stepped out of the enchanted castle part of the ship and into Avengers Campus. Now, if you are a big, huge Avengers fan, this is the restaurant for you. It is only on this ship and the Destiny. Now, you're going to step foot. You can tell by the paneling on the wallpaper as you enter the restaurant. We want you to feel that transportation part of it. Now, of course, when you go inside, your BGM, your background music will change to that kind of dramatic Marvel music that I'm not going to do an interpretation of because you all will laugh at me. But during like the Marvel movies begin and they have that dramatic music, it's kind of like that. Now, everything, the LED lights that are in the ceiling, it's a high technology restaurant, will follow you and change as you walk, which I kind of love. And I'm always like walking like this. But however, the heart and fuel of the restaurant, now when you go inside, don't just turn left and don't just turn right. Have a look at the ceiling when you go inside. There's actually the heart of the whole restaurant right there. All the lights, the LEDs, all the wiring comes out of one thing. Iron Man's heart.
He's got a line up.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Iron Man's heart is at the front center of the restaurant on the ceiling, and you can see all the light and wiring comes off just that. Which kind of biases, maybe he's the heart of the Avengers. Because you're going to do miracles of molecules. You're going to work with PIM technology, Stark Industries, and the technology of Wakanda to kind of help Ant-Man get out of a few situations he gets himself into. But it's a very cool experience. I don't like to talk too much. I'd like you guys to really experience this one yourselves. I don't just get the bao buns. That's what I'd recommend. I'm a foodie girl. Get the bao buns. They're very good. Now we're going to move decks. The staircases are here, and for my elevated friends, these are here. We'll meet you down on deck 3. Beautiful. Talk about this painting here, because most people would like to know what this painting is. This painting is actually called Cindy's. Now, a modern artist was given 3 themes: Cinderella, diversity, and womanhood. Now, we all know Cinderella, how God created her, we all know, and her creation of her animation. However, this is actually all Cinderella. It's just how Cinderella would be if she represented a whole different part of the world. And every Cinderella is helping Cinderella to the main goal. Now the goal is your own interpretation of what the goal is, but it's a very beautiful painting, especially as cast members. Cast members all come from different parts of the world. But what are we? We're all cast members. And we all have one goal, which is to make magic. Which is why I love this painting. Okay, if you guys want to follow this way. And then we're going to do a brief stop outside the 1974 making stop. Okay, welcome to the art perfect timing. So, we have 3 pieces of kinetic art in this painting. We have Minnie and Pluto on a carriage. Your giant pops out from here, and in a little bit of time, the Disney Wish will sail across the background. Now, this is a 1974 kinetic piece of art of Mickey and the Beanstalk. It is very strategically placed between 1923. Of course, the year the Walt Disney Company started. Now, there's over 900 artifacts inside this restaurant. From your Walt Disney Animation Studios, there she goes. And then your Pixar Animation Studios. Have a look around. If you are into your animation and your illustration of the artwork that goes into it, this is the restaurant for you, my friends. The contrast of the older style of animation to the newer style is huge, and you can see it. But also there is different artifacts of the different ways we built our ship. So of course, have a look at those different styles. If you did watch the Disney Plus documentary of Making of the Wish, we have the wooden boat. We have it on the Roy Disney side. It's a wooden replica of our beautiful ship. I personally think the food is best in this one. Get the mint chocolate chip sundae from the kids menu. Oh, people are like, yeah, I'm down for that. Now, of course, one of our beautiful pieces of art that we have in our beautiful grand hall, we've got this tiara there and this belt, is of course the Cinderella statue. Now, our Cinderella statue is the centerpiece of our grand hall. She weighs 650 pounds. She's made of bronze and gold patina. Under her dress, you're going to see two familiar mice of Gus Gus and Jacques Jacques hiding, while Lucifer the cat is trying to collect them. Worried with them. Now, they did make her in one attempt, my friends. Compared to your Elsa and Anna that we saw earlier, who were in 6, this one was made in... I was wondering what that was. Made her in one attempt. She's very beautiful. She is the centerpiece. However, she's actually not my favorite piece of art that we have on board. My favorite actual piece of art is our glass slipper. Now, you're probably all wondering, Amy, why is this like such a key feature of our grand hall? Now, when the Disney Wish was being built, we actually didn't have a glass holder for our glass slipper. Getting things to Plattenberg, Germany was a little bit difficult. So actually, instead, a cast member who worked in carpentry worked on board, built this. Now, we may never know where they're from, how long they've worked for Disney Cruise Line, what their name is, but a cast member's craftsmanship piece of art has now become a permanent feature of the Disney Wish. And every time I walk past it, I kind of remind myself that cast members can truly do everything. So I kind of love that. Now we're going to start heading towards the front of the ship. We're going to have a little sneak past Nightingales, one of our piano partners. Okay, so Nightingales obviously is dedicated to Oh Sing Sweet Nightingale. Of course, the music of the beautiful Cinderella, which is why we have this beautiful carpet tapestry opposite each of the staircases dedicated to the music of Cinderella. Now, straight away, when you look inside the beautiful, try not to interrupt that beverage, is the chandelier by the piano. It's actually hand-blown glass soap bubbles, and the metal around it is the actual sheet music of Oh Sing Sweet Nightingale. So I always think to myself, if he doesn't know what to play, he could just learn the piano and like music. Now, this is dedicated to the music of Cinderella, which is why, of course, it is a piano bar. However, the colourings inside are actually dedicated to the villains. Because if we didn't have heroes, we wouldn't have villains. So they used the colour palette of Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella as the kind of help with the art, the kind of feeling inside. Which is why there's a lot of pinks, a lot of greens, a lot of rose gold, all the kind of elements and feelings and colour palette of your villains compared to, of course, your princess. Exactly. There is, of course, a lot of bronze statues inside. Have a look. Jay plays in there and Sebastian, they're incredible piano players. I'm going to sneak away now before the beverage team leave. Now, in complete contrast, we have what movie this is from. Yeah, which Star Wars movie? Anyone have an idea?
Moving or this?
What movie it's from? Han Solo. It's the actual luxury yacht ship from the Han Solo movie. It's literally a replica of the luxury yacht ship. Now, of course, when you go down to the cargo bay with the kids club, and there's pools and loft hatches and walks in cages, we want you to feel the luxury side of Star Wars. Yes. So that's why inside you can get a $5,000 cocktail. You can get an ice figure of dolphins' heads. Or a BB-8, it's very cool. Now, we actually have adopted 2 droids on board. Has anyone met any of our droids yet? Yes, we have 2 droids on board. One is called Greg and one is called Red. Now, Greg, she is very shy and very cautious. She takes a little bit of warming up to people. She's very brave. Now, Red is the bossy one. Red thinks he is the leader of the BBX units because he is the oldest of the BBX units. And he is very bossy and has too much of an attitude problem for my liking. Now, if you are into Star Wars and you like your droids Before getting off the ship tomorrow in Castaway Key, maybe have a look at that Navigator app, because there may be an opportunity tomorrow morning to maybe meet some droids in the kitchen. Now, if you want to start following me this way, we're going to start heading towards the Walt Disney Theatre. And of course, because the Walt Disney Theatre is at the front of the ship, it is in the theming of your forestry and animals. Now, for the theming of our Walt Disney Theatre, they took a lot of inspiration from an incredible Imagineer named Mary Blair. If anyone has heard of Mary Blair before? Yeah! Now, her most famous work is, of course, It's a Small World. But she also did a lot to do with the forestry and plants, of course, of Disney. But we also took huge influence from Fantasia, the plants and the forestry that come from Fantasia, which you can massively tell in our beautiful, tree twining chandeliers. Now, there's flowers everywhere in our Walt Disney Theatre, along every ridge, in every single sign, even in the floor work as well of our beautiful marble tree Walt Disney Theatre. Inside, the seats literally and the columns drip with flowers and leaves. The main centerpiece of the Walt Disney Theatre stage is a beautiful leaf emblem. We want you to feel like you've stepped inside a secret garden, which is why it looks like the earth is growing inside the glassware, kind of giving that element of luxury, but of the movement. We want you to either feel like tonight, we want to send you under the sea, or tomorrow we want to send, or the 2 days, times I forget this is a 4 day, we're sending you to Agrabah. Now, our Walt Disney Theatre holds 1,257 seats, between upstairs and downstairs. The doors always open 30 minutes, as much as we can, towards showtime, unless you are concierge. But of course, we want you to feel like, of course, everyone gets the opportunity to see the shows. Now, The Little Mermaid is actually only shown on this vessel. You cannot see The Little Mermaid on any other ship. It gets very, very popular. But Sea of the Adventure, of course, is on all of our trading class ships. Did anyone go watch Sea of the Adventure? Yeah, I love it. I quote that to a day-to-day basis. If I see Belle, I go, what's up, Belle? Oh my gosh, the wheel! It makes me laugh every time. But of course, Aladdin, you can see it on 3 of our ships. So you definitely check out the Walt Disney Theatre. Also, fun fact, if you're not a people person, but you want to watch the shows in the Walt Disney Theatre, you can actually watch them from your stateroom television on channel 13. 30 or 130. They show them live, and you can order chicken tenders to your room and watch the show. Now, I'm just going to point out 2 more things for you guys, and I'll let you go. One of them is this painting here. Now, this is now a tradition on Disney Cruise Line ships, which is this painting here. Now, if you've been on the Destiny or the Treasure, you would recognize this painting. This painting is called Disney Wish joins the Disney Cruise Line fleet. You can see our 4 ships in the background, and our painting is very much dedicated to our ship, with the European and town and village feeling, with all the greenery, the blue skies, the mountaintop, the village feel, and of course the beautiful wish coming in. Now the Treasure is very different. There's this very Arabian darker theme. The whole ship is very much darker themed and very much based around the rides of Disney World. For the Disney Destiny, superheroes and villains pop out of this. But this is now a new tradition that every ship that joins our fleet will get one of these paintings. So the Disney Believe will have theirs. I hope they have Cher in the background. Now, another painting to finish off our tour is this one, which is around the corner, which is inside the Disney Wish, which is where I'm going to finish off. Now, our set sail message for the Disney Wish is your family becomes our family, because you guys come and stay with us for 3, 4, sometimes 7 days. Now, this painting shows everywhere we have been. It shows Arendelle, it shows Marvel, Hooks Barbary, 1923, of course the Grand Hall, Luna, Keg Compass, Cinemas, everything guest-wise is on this ship. But fun facts, there's actually crew areas painted on this ship painting as well. This is our crew coffee bar, called 705, the same whole number as our ship. This is our crew mess. These are some of our examples of our crew cabins. That one looks like mine and Alex's. This is laundry, this is Jim. I don't know who Jim is, never seen Jim. Head, he's great though. But yes, because the Disney Wish is one big floating home. For us, 4, 5, 6 months, for you guys as well. But it is a floating home where magic is created, which is why this painting was made, with crew members, areas, and also guest areas. Because it becomes someone's home when they come and stay with us. But thank you all so much for coming to this walking tour. My name is Amy, part of your entertainment team on board. If you have any questions, feel free to stick around. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. I have 90s music trivia later for my 90s fans, and a little bit of Broadway trivia later as well for my Broadway fans. But enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'll see you around the ship. Thank you, everyone.